Greetings, citizens of the world. November 5th is coming. Change begins within you. Where will you be this November 5th? Through dedication, fortune, and goodwill, Anonymous Radio will bring you an extravaganza of live broadcasts throughout the day of this global event. Towns and cities across continents will converge on central meeting points to celebrate unity with activists across political, social, and language spectrums. This day is set aside to celebrate the movement, to celebrate the idea of Anonymous, and to remember what we have accomplished and those who have sacrificed for the many. Anonymous recognizes what remains to be done in the name of all people, for the good of all people, now and towards the future. On Saturday, November 5th, 2016, we invite you to listen to a collaborative effort in the true spirit of Anonymous, live at MMMLiveOnThe5.com. Music, memories, guests, live reports, and commentary from around the globe, dedicated to the idea that we are one. We are Anonymous. Remember the 5th of November.
To the east, I see Uncle Sam. Then I fly away, but I face Mary Ann. Even if I think they want to know my mind, but there's a place when I can make them blind.
I'm no one for them, not a special place. They can feel my breath, but they are losing my trace. Thanks a lot like me, and it's time to be united and show them what together means. We are Anonymous, we lay John, we don't forget. We are Anonymous, we don't forget. Expect us, we are Anonymous, we lay John, we don't forget. We are Anonymous, we don't forget. Expect us. Undercover, I can say what I think. I like to write it down with indelibly. No, it isn't a street, my moves I call them day. And my account is blocked to find a fit in a good shape. When I give my friends a call, one bit or a stand, I surely didn't know that with a wall in my hand. Like a 24, every minute is getting late. I know the final master plan, I'm the enemy of the state. We are Anonymous, we lay John, we don't forget. We are Anonymous, we don't forget. Expect us, we are Anonymous, we lay John, we don't forget. We are Anonymous, we don't forget. Expect us.
Who is anonymous? You are anonymous.
Me.
Your parents are anonymous.
Them.
Your brothers and sisters and friends are anonymous.
I regard myself as a soldier, though a soldier of peace.
We are Anonymous, we lay John, we don't forget. We are Anonymous, we don't forget. Expect us, we are Anonymous, we lay John, we don't forget. We are Anonymous, we don't forget. Expect us. Don't solve the problem, we're gonna lose your clicks. We protest against the silence of the elites.
Big brothers everywhere, burying so many now.
we lay John, we don't forget. We are anonymous, we don't forget. We are anonymous, we lay John, we don't forget. We are anonymous, we don't forget. Expect us, we are anonymous, we lay John, we don't forget. We are anonymous, we don't forget. Expect us.
Hey, we're back with MMM Live on the 5 with me, Tim Best Buzz, and Canadian Glen. What's up, Glenn?
Good morning, world. It is November 5th. I hope everyone's having a safe November 5th to this point. I know our European listeners are well into the day already. A little earlier for us, but hey, it's part of the day. And we're here, and we're the kickoff. And after us, there's only 10 more hours after we're done.
10 more hours. Yeah, you want to go through the lineup for the day for everybody so they know what's happening?
All right. Well, here on People's Radio United, Tim and myself are the kickoff show. We will have guests such as Ray Johansson and Naomi Colvin. And we will have Seven calling in from the march in Washington, D.C. We will have Anani Trace calling in prior to the march from London, England. We've got tunes. We've got audio statements from different ops around the world. After us, we go live to London for Top of Top Gear Live of Anon UK Radio. He will be live at the march. And he has a kick-ass activist music list to supplement him. But he is basically our man in the field for the day. He will be doing his entire show live from London at the march. After that, we have the channel Frequency Scuba Squad will be joining us. Friendly Smoker will be hosting along with Anticrisis 73. He will have on Higinio Ochoa and Kylie Ochoa, otherwise known as Anon Warmer and Miss Anon Fatale. I believe at that time we will be getting reports from marches in Los Angeles from Tim and from Sacramento from Gear, the other half of Top Gear Live, and they will have other segments to play as well from ops and a general discussion. I mean, everybody should understand that one of the big focuses today is the history of the movement, the celebration of the movement. There's been an awful lot of good done in the last 5 years, and that's what we're going to concentrate on. After that, by this time, it will be 11 p.m. GMT. It will be 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight, and it will be 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight. Then I'll be back on the view up here. My guests will be Leanne DeHart, the mother of Matt DeHart, Sue Crabtree from Free Anons, and the always awesome Stanley Cohen. And we will basically discuss what Free Anons is up to, all their campaigns. We'll tie that in with Leanne DeHart, how Free Anons and the community in general has supported the Matt DeHart and the DeHart family. And then we have Stanley. So, I mean, we're basically just going to have a roundtable about the history.
Nice.
And about what's going on now and how people can get involved, how people can help, everything about the movement. With three, I'm proud to have those three on. That's going to be awesome. And then after that, for the wrap-up show, we have a special show, which will be broadcast on this channel, People's Radio United. But the actual title of the show is Gear It Up, because Gear will be back to host, along with Bat It Up 420, and it will be basically a global wrap of the day, marches around the world. They will have quite a few people phoning in with reports, from marches over the day. And of course, if our military friends with their pepper spray, etc., take any actions today, I'm sure by that time we'll be able to give a thorough report on what the pigs have done today. But we'll see how it goes. But we're the start, so we kind of just have to make it up as we go along at this point, right?
Yep. You know what I'm thinking, Glenn? Let's talk about OpSafe Winter and play that promo, because I think out of all the ops today, that's one of the ones people can do today during the march. You know, you think there's hundreds of people with you. You could all put some money together, go get some food, do something to help the homeless people you see around the way on the marches, because it's really important. So yeah, let's play that promo and then we'll get right back into it.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Greetings, citizens of the world. We are anonymous. This is OpSafe Winter. For too long, you just walk on by. You pass that soul on the street. That soul. Your son? Your mother? Father? Brother? Daughter? And you look away, not wanting to admit how close you are to being like them. There's a common misconception that homelessness is caused by a lack of responsibility, a lack of drive, or something that the homeless themselves did wrong. But we aim to project that homelessness is an effect that our current humanity accepts. There are people on our streets in our communities without shelter, without food, without warmth, or the comforts too many take for granted through no fault of their own. Why does society demonize the poor when the fault lies with the rich? And ask yourself, how long would you last if the next paycheck was your last? What would you do to feed, shelter, and keep yourself safe without money, without a place to call home? Who could you turn to? Anonymous does not acknowledge this to be an acceptable status quo. Human beings are not disposable, are not to be thrown away like trash and ignored. Each and every one of us has value. We will do what we can to assist those who find themselves in this vortex of poverty. We ask you, do what you can. Humanity and kindness cost nothing. Humanity in this age appears to be lacking. There exists in every community small pockets of humanity here and there, struggling, fighting against a norm that's sickening. The norm says, I'm okay. I have what I need. I don't need to care for others. But there are those among us who are homeless, hungry, cold, and alone. Anonymous asks, do what you can. Assist those that need support. Share just a little of your comfort with someone in need. Embed in your child's mindset that helping others is a normal human trait. Your child will then instill this trait in their child's minds, and we progress. We progress as a species, and we prove to the world that humanity is here, that humanity is alive. We can make the world a better place simply by caring for each other, fulfilling our needs through each other in the spirit of compassion, understanding, and generosity. That is the duty we share as humans. We learned to share when we were children. Let's not forget it as adults. A moment of kindness can change the world. It can change the world for you and the people you help. Kindness is contagious. Your act of kindness and generosity can save a life. We can put humanity on a plateau that none have seen before. Let's do this. Be a part of OpSafe Winter. We are anonymous. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Do what you can. The homeless can expect us.
OpSafe Winter, very, very, very important op. I mean, it's so easy to get involved. Just start helping people who need help. Especially today on the march, like I said before, you guys just, even if you don't have a lot of money, put change together, because 100 people putting a bunch of change together adds up, and it could really help some people.
No, it's not only that, too. I mean, me being up in Canada, that's going on in some cases almost year round, because there are some other organizations here that gather winter clothing for the homeless year round. Because, up here when it's summer, then people find that, hey, I don't need this anymore. I don't need that anymore. And that's when they actually get most of their donations of clothing. They're always asking for socks. They're always asking for underwear, gloves, the simple things that people who aren't in rough straits just kind of take for granted. But, there are some people out on the streets that all these things aren't just a given. So I've found that just about every community, especially urban areas, have multiple organizations that deal with the idea of OpSafe Winter. They may not be affiliated with Anonymous doing it. They may not have that name, but they're out there.
And who cares about a name? Just help the people. Join up, team up.
That's right.
Get with these organizations. Do whatever you can. And yeah, that makes a lot of sense. The clothes in the summer, more people give jackets than in the winter, obviously.
That's right. And people that even teens, adolescents that outgrow stuff. And there's nothing wrong with it. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's just too small now because, somebody has a kid who's not 15 now. He's 16 and he grew 5 inches. And, that's the perfect stuff to donate towards that cause.
Definitely. Such an important op. We should all, I encourage every single Anon to get involved with an OpSafe Winter in your area. Or like Glenn said, some other organization is doing the same thing. Highly recommend it. So yeah, let's. I think we got Ray Joha calling in a little while. Ray Johansson, sorry, I was using his Twitter handle. Yeah, you want to talk about Op Serena for a couple seconds? Switch up to another op. We have a lot of ops here that are gave us statements to play, so we're going to talk about them a little before we do it because that's what we're here for today. It's not a big celebration. We're trying to make a difference in the world, and that's what the Million Mask March is all about. And personally, I think Op Serena's a very important op as well because it could change a lot of things within politics and the people in charge, and it could shame a lot of people within NATO and Turkey and even the U.S. and some other countries. If you don't know about Serena Shim, I highly recommend you look her up. You could follow at Operation Serena on Twitter. Her mother's name is at Judith Poe on Twitter. Just give her some support and love. She lost her daughter. She can't even get a report on it. She can't get a condolence. Nobody cares. An American citizen was murdered in Turkey for exposing ties to ISIS with a lot of UN nations, and nobody's talking about it, and it's horrible.
Well, you've been involved with Op Serena Shim for a long time. So have I. It's something that really caught my attention as soon as I found out about it. And Serena was one of those rare people in media. She was all about discovery. She was all about being an actual bona fide journalist, not some fucking media personality. That's not what she was after at all. She was after doing her craft, being a journalist, investigating, researching, compiling, and finding out the real truth. Serena had turned down jobs with Western media organizations where she could use her looks and stand there on camera and build a name for herself. And she just wouldn't do that. She wanted to do the real work. And this is the issue about Serena. She was over in the Middle East. She found proof that Turkey was supplying terrorist fighters across the border to Syria in World Food Organization vehicles. She started to report about it for Press TV, which was who she was working for, because obviously if she was working for a Western organization, say CNN or American Press or Reuters, they wouldn't even print this stuff. So she was working on it, and she got word that MIT, Turkish intelligence, was looking for her. They were telling the locals that she couldn't be trusted. She was a spy. And by all reports, all the locals said, you guys are fucked. She's on our side. She's one of the good ones. We trust her more than we trust you, Mr. Intelligence Officer. But Serena was heading back to her hotel from field reporting, and her car was struck by a heavy truck. Her driver, her camera person, Judy Irish, was taken to the closest local hospital, which makes sense. Not Serena. She was taken to a military hospital 45 minutes away, and no one ever saw her alive again. All of her work, all of her evidence, everything she had compiled disappeared that day. It's never been seen again. The circumstances of her death are not clear. The U.S. State Department, despite her being a U.S. citizen, have declined to do anything about Serena's death. I believe that the question was asked in a State Department press conference, and it was given a 20-some second boilerplate answer, and the State Department will refuse to answer any further questions about the death of Serena Shim. Turkey has not done anything, despite them claiming they would. It's been over 2 years now. Nothing's been done. Serena was given a very large, very emotional, very tributary funeral in Lebanon, where she rests now. There are, to this day, posters up of her in Lebanon. She is regarded as a hero. Some of the past shows that Tim and I have been involved with, not only have we talked to Serena's sister, Fatma, her mother, Judith, but also Serena's best friend who works in Lebanese media, Fatah Aloui. I can't remember her name exactly.
Farah
Yeah,
Atoui.
Yeah, Farah Atouli. She was very, very passionate about this is wrong. This is so wrong. And, you know, she has said publicly that as Lebanese media, they're all instructed. You don't bring this up. You don't ask about it. You don't report about it. It's just all supposed to go away. But Anonymous chose to get on this case very early, and Anonymous still is and will remain on Op Serena Shim. And sooner or later, the truth will come out. Because, you know, as Tim said, if the truth that she discovered comes out to the world, it has the potential to change an awful lot of things that are going on in the Middle East. And it's obvious that the powers that be simply have no desire for that sort of truth to come out. So, you know, it's an op that's very strong. It's one of the longest ongoing ops right now, and it's not going anywhere. So as far as MIT and NATO and the U.S. government and the Erdogan government go, expect us, motherfuckers. We're here.
Definitely. So yeah, we got the world premiere of the Op Serena video. It's called Serena Shim Rising. It's not released yet. It'll probably be out within the week. as far as in video form, but we're going to play the audio for it right now. So you guys can hear it first on November 5th, which is our day. So should I roll it right now, Glenn, or you got something else you want to say first?
No, sounds good, man. Let her roll.
All right, here we go. Op Serena Shim Rising. World premiere.
Greetings world, we are anonymous. This statement is necessary because the world is starting to notice the courageous Serena Shim, and the story she was working on at the time that she was assassinated by Turkish intelligence. For over 2 years now, Anonymous has been working to bring you her story. Against incredible adversity, we have endured unprecedented media censorship. We have endured wave after wave of cyber attacks. We have endured attempts at infiltration and disruption by government agencies. We have endured tremendous risk to our life and liberty. There is a reason why we have endured so much. And now, on the eve of perhaps the most historic scandal to rock the Western world, it is time for you to know what it is that we have dedicated so much of ourselves to. You may be aware of our 2-year struggle to get this far. What you are not aware of is the fact that this effort has not been limited to anonymous Operation Serena Shim. While we worked, others quietly picked up what we were uncovering and took it further, unearthing their own facts and evidence. Anonymous and its allies were everywhere, working diligently and in secret. The fruits of these various efforts are now coming together organically on their own through a diverse array of outlets, to create a cohesive whole. No one person, group, or entity can claim credit for what you now see happening. This pleases us, as this is exactly the ideal that Anonymous and those who truly understand us believe in. Are you ready to learn about the brave Serena Shim, the journalist, the mother, the daughter, the sister, the utterly fearless truth teller? Are you ready to learn of her courage? Are you ready to learn of her sacrifice? Are you ready to learn of her power? A power that inspired us from beyond and gave us strength when we despaired in the face of opposition that would make any person crumble? Are you ready to learn how this remarkable woman stood defiant and looked straight in the eye of evil so powerful, others would be too terrified to acknowledge it even exists? Are you ready to learn of the ugly, twisted secret that she was uncovering? A betrayal that has grave implications for the security of every nation in the world, particularly the Western world? It does not matter if you are ready or not. The levee has broken and the raging waters of truth can no longer be contained. It is time for you to learn. Serena Shim was a United States citizen, a daughter, a mother, and a sister. Her family and friends affectionately referred to her as Sassy. She was a fearless war correspondent. Her favorite saying was, "It's better to die on your feet than to live on your knees." She lived by it, and died by it. She could have had a comfortable job working for the corporate media, but she chose journalistic integrity over professional advancement. It is important for you to get to know who she was and who her family is. You will be profoundly moved by her courage, her valor, her integrity, and the tremendous sacrifice her and her family made for your right to know about matters that have a tremendous impact on your life and your safety. This is why she was a hero to the people in the regions she covered, and a role model to her peers. She gave her life for them, and she gave her life for you. She was a martyr for the freedom of all. This kind of journalistic integrity is so rare in our world, and this, along with her boundless courage, made the loss of Serena Shim extra profound. She is survived by a remarkable family that has not been able to heal due to the runarounds, harassment and general treatment they have received at the hands of the government agencies ultimately responsible for her death. About her death, mere days before her death, Serena Shim went live to announce that she had been reporting on the conflict along the border of Turkey and Syria when she obtained proof that militants were being smuggled across the Turkish border to join the fight alongside ISIS. In addition, these militants were being smuggled using trucks belonging to the World Food Organization. She also announced that Turkish intelligence was actively hunting for her. As Turkey is a NATO country, and the World Food Organization is an NGO, this can only mean one thing. NATO and its member countries have been giving aid and comfort to the very terrorists they have been using to justify steadily eroding our civil liberties. Clearly this is the scandal of the decade, and sufficient motive to murder Serena Shim. As such, it is no surprise that a couple days later, she was dead. The Turkish government announced that the rental car Serena and driver Judy Irish were in had been hit by a heavy truck. There are many points to consider about the official story. However, we're going to give you just a couple to get you started in your self-education. First, the details of the story were changed several times. Second, the police did not respond to the accident scene. Turkish military did. Third, while Judy Irish was taken to the nearest hospital, which makes sense, Serena was brought to a military hospital 45 minutes away, which makes no sense whatsoever. This is the same hospital where Turkey treats wounded ISIS fighters. Furthermore, when an American citizen dies under suspicious circumstances, there is an investigation by the U.S. government. When that American citizen is a reporter, we see tributes and condolences. In this matter, however, the corporate media and its government sponsors went suspiciously silent. Even a simpleton can figure out by now what the silence from all official government and media agencies means. Serena Shim was murdered because she was dangerous to the very upper echelons of corruption. Serena Shim lost her life because she stood with you. Now, as her truth finally comes out, Anonymous is asking you, will you join us in standing with her? Many already have. More are joining every day, answering the call at this historic moment. What about you? This is more than a scandal. This is world history in the making. Will you be a part of it? Will you cast aside the chains of deception and embrace your freedom? Around the world, truth is rising, relentlessly closing in on justice for all. To the governments of Turkey, the United States, Israel, and others, you can no longer censor the truth. Anonymous and its allies see you, and the rest of the world is beginning to see you as well. The brave Serena Shim lives in the words and actions of brave world citizens waking up and coming out of the woodwork in ever-increasing numbers. Your reality show elections, your false flag terror attacks, your celebrity scandals will not save you this time. We are anonymous, and you are on your last breath. It's too late to expect us.
Hey, we're back. We got a call in from Ray Johansson. How you doing, Ray?
I'm great. How are you doing? Happy 5th.
Happy. You beat me to it. I was gonna say happy 5th to you. So yeah,
It's already late afternoon where you are. How has the day gone so far?
For me, it's been, hectic, even though I'm not in Stockholm. I was supposed to be in Stockholm. I know Amsterdam has been going since 1 o'clock, GMT +1, which is 4 hours already. And the hashtags and everything are flying. So, the party that is the 5th has started.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. Well, I mean, this is just, I love it that November 5th, the other 364 days a year, general social media, you're never going to escape all these doubters, all these haters, all these people who think they're lulzy, talking about how Anonymous is dead. Well, these people are either just willfully ignorant, or they have a grudge, or they just can't see, because it's far from dead. And I'm sure over in Europe, especially with things of the last year, Brexit, CETA, TTIP, plus all the other ops like Safe Winter and Lowry Love and everything else, I'm sure it's quite clear to people in the EU that Anonymous is far from dead. Is that accurate at all?
Yeah, it's more than accurate. If you're an Anon or an Anon supporter, you learn to recognize the tweets and the posts from the butthurt. And the butthurt is humongous, 363 and a half days every year. But today, at least, they will be drowned out. And, the last year has shown that Anons and all the other crews are really needed more than ever. More than ever.
I fully agree. Yeah. Like, it's more important now, especially in the U.S. I know you're not here, but yeah, we need Anons more than ever here. We need people all around the world. It's getting really bad here, really, really fast.
Yeah, just looking at what's going on in North America from over here, well, flabbergasted every day. What the fuck is going on? I'm sorry about the word, but
Oh, feel free.
yeah.
This is a non.
The election and how you can choose from 340 million people the two that are front runners, I simply cannot get it. Then to top it off, your media at some point, I don't know, July or something, decided that truth does not matter. So reporting anything, depending on which camp you support, you just publish whatever the hell you want, and it's so far from the truth that I can't understand how you bloody accept it.
I can't either understand how people accept it. I mean, I'm here and I can't understand it.
Yeah. If you don't mind, an example. When I was, I don't know, 20, 25, I looked forward to the day when I got that Newsweek magazine, in paper, the whole thing, in my mailbox. Then I would do something special with food or go have a coffee and read Newsweek. Really, a quality news outlet. When I woke up this morning, there was an article that had the headline that simply stated something like why Julian Assange is cooperating with Russia, or why Putin is controlling WikiLeaks. And then I thought to myself, what the hell happened to Newsweek? How did the establishment or powers that be get such control over everything being said and reported? It's astonishing to me.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with money, and then they have corporations, and they pay for our government and the messages they want, especially because they own the media. They pay for advertising, so they're paying the media's bills. So I think in this country, what they say kind of goes, whether it's truth or lies.
Yeah. Well, nowadays in election season, it's mostly lies, and when you see, let's take the dozen articles written in larger news outlets today, all of them quote anonymous sources, not sources from Anonymous, but anonymous sources. One of them even quoted former intelligence people in the UK and the EU. That's all their description of their sources. That's everything they give, and then you go on to write a whole article about how all of NATO are scared of Trump because and we have to investigate him as intelligence agencies because if he gets to be president, he will destroy us, and the sources they use are really not sources. They're just people laughing. It's all constructed shit. I don't get it.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't get it.
that's the thing that drives me nuts. I mean, like you say, back when journalism was a craft, it wasn't an industry like it is now. There would be full disclosure when it was available. So if a ground-shaking story or circumstance came out, it wouldn't just be a headline and a claim. It would be the proof. It would be the story. It would be why we are saying this. And that is completely gone from corporate mass media now. Like there's one quote that I always fall back on: as more time goes by, it's more and more relevant. And it's from somebody that I'm not really a big fan of. It's from Arianna Huffington.
Right.
And about 4 years ago, I believe on Bill Maher's show, she said, America used to make things. Now America makes things up. And it's short, it's to the point, and it's so descriptive. And yet the American public, and to a certain extent the world, because the way things are, you cannot escape U.S. popular culture. You just simply cannot, unless you're in North Korea or somewhere like that. I mean, it's pervasive. And this is the way things have gone. I mean, there's also the statistic that when Reagan came in, there were almost 400 different companies that had a piece of the United States mass media. Now there are 6 corporations that own the entire thing. So, obviously the message is going to be scripted, falsified, manufactured, call it whatever you like. But, I mean, it's proven, even if you take a look at the other end of it, take a look at Anonymous, take a look at actions on the streets in individual nations, cities, towns. The methods are completely bipolar from the methods that mass media now employ. That's the way I see it.
Yeah. Anyway, today is the 5th. The 5th is, in my personal opinion, the day where we get to experience unity. It doesn't matter what side you're on, if you're on any side, and what you've done all year long. You go out into the streets and make the invisible visible for a few hours. That's really important. If you don't mind, I want to tell you why I'm not in Stockholm right now.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
I was planning. I was choosing between Trafalgar Square in London and Stockholm, and was invited over to Stockholm. Decided to go there, and then I started talking to Swedish friends. Anonymous Sweden, I have the utmost respect for, and I have a lot of friends there. They've done stuff that surpasses what anybody has done since LulzSec and Antisec. Then I asked a few of them, to come on this show, because, I wanted not only to have California or the US or Canada in on this show, but I also wanted Sweden to be represented, because they're a large collective over there. And what I heard was that right-wingers, certain right-wingers, and I know their names because I've been having trouble with them for 3 or 4 years, both in the Pirate movement and in the Anonymous Collective, had taken over the social media accounts, right-wingers, taken over the social media accounts, the organizing of the event. So those people that I consider real Anons, if there ever was such a thing, have decided to boycott the street protest today. And when I learned what they've been doing, the right-wingers, promoting anti-Semitism and so forth, I decided not to go there and stand by the ones that I call real Anons. These real Anons are right now, today, instead of being in the street, focusing on a big anti-fascist protest on the 12th. That's 1 week from today. And I want everybody everywhere to know that the Swedes have a lot of problem with with fascism, right-wingers, and that they're doing a great job all year long over there. Antifa, which is the hashtag everybody uses, is the strongest there is in the world in Sweden. A lot of what they tweet are in Swedish, so people might not be aware of it. But there's nobody better or stronger than them, from my point of view. So please, everybody, pay attention to what's going on next Saturday. Some fascists are doing a really big protest, and there's going to be an anti-fascist protest with people from all over Scandinavia for that. It may be, it's going to be, there's going to be conflict and there's going to be problems with between the three, because there's always three. You have the fascists, you have the anti-fascists, and then you have the police. So, sweet next Saturday, please.
Yeah, we'll be paying attention to that. Everyone else should too. Well, you're here, Ray. We have a statement from Op Free Lori Love. So I'm thinking maybe I'll play that, and if you want to talk about that, because that's something really important too that's going on right now.
Cool.
Okay, so I'm gonna play the statement from the op for today, and then we'll come back on and talk about that. All right.
A message from Anonymous Operation Lowry Love. We would like to thank the thousands of brothers and sisters who have battled to stop Lowry Love from being extradited to the USA. Today is our big day of unity. Today is the Anonymous Million Max March. Stay safe, hold your heads high, and show your courage through love. Today will prove to be magnificent. Free love. And no love for the U.S. government.
All right, that was from Free Lori Love. We're here with Ray Johansson right now, and we're hoping to talk a little bit about the Free Lori Love and what's going on with that right now, because it's super important. Hello?
Do you want me to take it away?
Yeah, just talk about what people could do. Right now you have an audience of Anons and activists, so hopefully talking to the people on this show right now will get people involved in trying to do something.
All right, let me start with the Free Lori Love Op was founded by Hacker Center. That's the tag on Twitter. And we are somewhere between 7 and 9 right now, trying to, spread information about his case. We've been doing that since May this year. And for those that don't know, Lori Love was alleged to have taken part in Op Last Resort, a hashtag and an information campaign after the death of Aaron Swartz. A lot of people participated in that, but it is alleged that Lori Love actually took part on the sharp end of that operation, and the Americans want him, so they want him extradited. Right now, the courts with Judge Tampia actually has said that he can be extradited. When the Home Office signs that extradition order, the Courage Foundation, you'll have an interview with Naomi Colvin later today about that. When that is signed, they have 14 days to appeal that order. So we're looking at Lori Love maybe being sent to the U.S., being prosecuted just as harshly as Aaron Swartz was about to be when he took his own life. So this is a matter of urgency, and we would, of course, love for people to take part, sharing information about it, and putting pressure on both the UK and US government in any way they see fit. Except, and this is the most important part, Lori Love has asked us all to do anything and everything we can, but not in a destructive way. Just like the North Dakota pipeline people have said, we would love to have Anonymous's support, but not in a destructive way. So we have to we have to adhere to that. That's the right English word. And Laurie Love is actually all about love, so we should listen to it, but we should also make sure that we hang around the hashtag free Laurie all the time.
Definitely. You guys, I'm hearing there's riot cops in D.C. right now. Seven is sending us some messages. Do you guys want me to try to get them on to tell us what's going on?
Do that. I would love to hear about that, if they're getting kettled.
Okay, go ahead and just talk for a second. Let me get him on the Skype, okay?
Yep, no problem. You do your host thing. We'll do the guest thing.
Yeah. So, Glenn, where do you have protests today? In Canada, I mean.
Well, in Canada, of course, all the major centers will have their annual protest. Montreal is likely to be the rowdiest, as usual, but it will be Halifax, Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto, Hamilton, Winnipeg, Saskatoon, Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver, Victoria, pretty much, and anything that Americans or Europeans would call a city. As far as that goes, there will be protests in Canada, again, as usual, on an annual basis. We'll see how it goes. It's still a few hours before anything gets going here, but we're looking for a good day of unity.
I think I hear Seven in the background. You there, Seven?
Yes, I am.
What's going on?
Hi, Seven. Hey.
Oh, we got riot police in front of the Capitol building. Apparently, we don't have a permit, so it's illegal for any of us to be here. Not to mention, one of the best rappers that ever graced the Million Mask. How old are you? He's only 11. Last year, when we were here, he was 10 and silenced the entire crowd. Plus, his little bro's here, too. This is... This is the second year in a row that we've seen them here. And I'm hoping that they're going to be here every year.
Okay, yeah. That's awesome. Someone that young getting involved.
Oh, yeah. Oh, somebody got arrested.
For what?
Trying to break through the police line.
How many people are there right now, Seven?
Our group, I'm estimating... about 350, maybe more.
And you guys just started like a couple hours ago, right?
We started up at about 9 o'clock, and it's been growing every hour on the hour, getting about another 50 to 75 people each hour.
So how many riot police are there?
Riot Capitol Hill, we're looking at about 50 or so, all forming a solid line in riot gear.
Is that's not normal for DC then, is what you're saying?
Oh no, this is abnormal for DC. Normally DC, we can go right up to the Capitol building, but because of the construction, they blocked off every entrance for any of us.
Now, Seven, I have a question. I mean, is Capitol Hill not about the definition of public property in the United States? Is it not?
Yes, it is, and it's supposed to be a area of free speech. However, I can even vouch for it. I've been detained twice for handing out United States constitutions on this ground.
Wow.
Because apparently it's illegal to hand out the Constitution on Capitol Hill.
Nothing's more dangerous than citizens who know their rights, man.
Oh, exactly. Citizens knowing their rights is probably one of the worst things.
Wow, that is so bizarre. I mean, I can remember back in the day on U.S. television when they'd run that cartoon, I'm Just a Bill, and they would tell everybody how laws are made and how the input from the public is so important. Now it sounds to me what you're saying is that's no longer...
The input from the public doesn't exist.
Wow.
They don't want anybody's input.
Terrible.
Seven. This is Ray from Norway.
Hey, Ray.
Do you see more than those first arrests? Are there any indications you're getting kettled?
Oh, we definitely are. We're being brought over to the roundabout in front of the Capitol building now.
All right. Can you do you know if people have written down the phone number of some lawyers on their hand or
I've been reminding everybody to put the ACLU phone number on their arm.
Yeah.
Anybody that's got it, they don't have to worry about it because that number is going to be ready for them. The ACLU knows that we're out here.
Also, freeanons.org.
Yep, freeanons.org.
All right.
Anybody in the DC metro area, it's 202-457-0800.
Say that one more time for everybody, just in case they missed it.
It's 202-457-0800. And that is the DC ACLU.
Wow, what are they doing? They're arguing with people. I'm getting messages from LA. LA hasn't even started. We start in a couple more hours. They're doing something down there already. It's all jammed up. They got some kind of event going on down there. It's looking like where it's really there's going to be no parking and it's going to be hard for us to even get to downtown. And the anon that's telling me this is saying he thinks it was intentionally done, whatever is happening down there.
Oh, yeah, usually that's the way that it happens. There are 3 other protests going on around here. We found out that they blocked off the White House. You can't even get onto over by the front gates. Not even within 150 feet.
Wow, so this is like totally different. I mean, I know a lot of cities have riot cops just come out just as soon as anyone does anything, but DC's not like that in general. So this is like a unprecedented kind of thing.
This is unprecedented compared to any other year that anybody has been here for this. This is the first year that Capitol Hill Police Department, and there are 3 police departments in this area. Capitol Hill Police Department got hold of their own riot group. Thanks, Matt. Sorry, just dropped my bottle of water. Can't chase after it. This is the first time that Capitol Hill Police Department has shown up in full riot gear. Even the first year that everybody was out here.
Hey, I think we lost some people on here. Who's still here?
I'm still here. I'm still here.
Okay, I think we lost maybe...
We lost 7, I think.
We lost 7?
No.
You're still here, Ray?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you know what? Let's play since 7's on here and he's really involved with Op Stop Suicide, let's play the Op Stop Suicide statement, and let me get 7 back on.
I'm still on.
Oh, you're still on? Okay.
Yeah.
Then we'll play that in a little while.
Yeah, don't mind me. I got bumped.
Are you okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you guys need to be safe out there. Look out for each other the best you can.
Oh, it's just everybody trying to group up.
You say?
Oh, I'm sorry.
You say there are 3 police departments there. So we have Capitol Hill Police. We have DC Metro. Who else is out there?
We also have the Secret Service Armed Security Forces.
Wow.
Which is basically the Secret Service police. So we have all 3 groups out here, all at the same time. All of them working together. I mean, it's crazy, because this is the first time that they're actually working against us.
7, brother, can I ask you, have you and your peers talked about provocators? You know, the guys that the cops send in to incite violence so they can come at you?
Yeah, the usual meetup is probably a good 2 hour and a half before everybody starts marching. And that's when everybody gets given a run-through as to what they can expect. Don't try to do... there are no provocators that we need to listen to. There's specific people that we're paying attention to throughout the protests. Just because Well, hey, number one, they got the megaphones.
Right.
And number two, they're people that we trust. So
That's important.
yeah, those of us that have been doing this for quite a few years, we'll follow others that we know. We can tell the difference between them in and out of mask. It's not a problem. But provocators, if we have any of them step in line, they are being booted out of here.
Right. And I'm very sure that you reminded everybody that Anonymous is inherently non-violent.
Oh, yes. Although the occasional graffiti doesn't mean anything.
No, that's a statement. That's a statement.
As the Trump building has recently found out.
Hey, Seven, are they what are the do they have like military style police vehicles in the street? I mean, are they acting kind of calm right now, like they look like they're just getting ready in case they feel something happens, or do they look like they're going to be the aggressors today so far?
It's mostly SUVs and sedans. They haven't broke out any of the other stuff because bringing that on Capitol grounds, number one, that would end up being a major problem. Even if the police requested it, they would need at least one congressman or senator to give the go-ahead for that, unless it's already been authorized. And here comes the caravan. That's right. They're ready to carry people off.
Have they been making more arrests than just the one so far?
Looks like just a couple over at the gate. They got escorted into the building pretty quick. But the paddy wagons are showing up.
I'm curious, is there any mainstream corporate media there to record any of this?
Absolutely none.
Wow.
It is all freelance media. We got some guy.
The police truck saying something. Who's still here with me?
I'm here.
While Seven is, we can't hear Seven. I'll tell you that it's being reported that the crowd in DC are shouting WikiLeaks, WikiLeaks, and Chelsea Manning. Just so you know.
Excellent.
That's some good things to Seven, or if you're there, I kind of vaguely hear you. I don't know if you could hear us or not.
Yeah,
there you go.
They're starting to stingray us.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
That explains why you're dropping out.
Yeah, the stingray is definitely active over here. I just got a warning.
Well, we're seeing all the old toys are coming out for everybody on Capitol Hill today. Are there any DHS vehicles there yet?
No, we actually passed them when we went past Homeland Security building.
Okay. So far, so good then.
Well, we're right now in Capitol Hill police jurisdiction, so they're not going to... DHS police won't cross the line yet.
So what is the general consensus from everyone around you as far as the Anons? Are you guys going to stay out there, or are you guys... Like, what's happening? What is your guys' plan? Nothing.
Hang on.
Nothing. Go ahead.
Hang on. Okay, they're getting the spray ready.
Wow.
Seven, if you know of any streams going on, we're being asked about that.
Yeah, are you guys streaming?
No, we're not. We're just audio.
No, he's talking.
Oh no. We got a couple of dozen streamers out here.
Yeah, let's start reading off where we could find their streams.
Yeah, not a problem. Any of them I can get hold of, I'll be sending straight over to you.
Okay, thank you. Or just tweet them at me, and I'll spread them, and I'm sure Glenn will grab them, and everybody else too.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a problem.
Are you guys? I mean, are you fearing for your safety right now, Seven?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Oh no, I was just wondering if you were okay, because I still got your back. Sorry.
Thank you.
You see, guys, that's how much I'm in fear for myself right now. I'm accepting hugs from people.
That's awesome.
Well, that certainly demonstrates the difference. between the overbearing authority figures on scene and the peaceful protesters. There's no better difference than that right there.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, everybody's out here hugging each other, basically watching each other's backs, and then we have the police basically trying to incite a riot.
That's their goal usually, so they can get more people and lock you guys up. I mean, honestly, the best way to combat a hug is with military weaponry. I've always said that.
That's fucking brilliant, man. Anyway, Seven, you still there?
Yes, I am.
We are working really hard, like half a dozen people, trying to get out the information that you just shared with us about the kettling, about the couple of arrests and everything. So you're not alone.
Okay, awesome. Oh, sorry about that.
You guys talk for a second. I think Naomi Colvin's doing a Skype thing. Let me deal with this real quick. So just keep going, and I'll be right back. Okay?
No problem. Okay, Seven. I mean, you've been there more than this year. You're telling us that the difference with the attitude and the tactics from the authority on the Hill is far beyond anything you've ever seen. Are they using...
They're definitely going heavy-handed this year.
Do you think they're going to, when they get questioned about it, are they going to blame the election next week as the reason for doing this?
It's part of it. There's also There's also protests about the president around here. Yeah, one of the gentlemen here just told me that there's week-long protests here. Yeah, they're actually preparing all over this area for different protests. Pro-Trump, anti-Trump, pro-Hillary, anti-Hillary, pure anarchy setups. I mean, that's probably the reason why they're showing up more heavy-handed, because we're usually the loudest group.
So they're looking to send a message that this is what everybody who shows up at the Hill in the next week, this is probably what they're going to be faced with.
Pretty much.
Wow. In a democracy, in the capital.
Oh, yeah, because democracy doesn't exist here. There's no freedom of speech. Capitol Hill, you can get arrested for voicing your opinion. Whose streets?
Whose streets? Our streets. All right, you got. Yep. Oh, we got Naomi Colvin. You want me to give her a call real quick? Add her into this. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me play the Op Stop Suicide while you're on here, Seven. It's about 1 minute and 50 seconds. Just the statement. Mm-hmm. Okay. So
excellent.
I'm gonna play that, and we'll be right back.
Greetings from Anonymous Operation Stop Suicide. On this, the 5th day of November 2016, we would like to remind you that while you're enjoying anonymous unity during the Million Mask March today, it's possible that someone around you may be hurting. Someone around you could be in unbearable pain. Someone you see today could be so depressed that living another day seems useless and unbearable to them. Please take the time to make sure all your brothers and sisters are doing well. If someone needs assistance or just to talk, we're here to help. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Operation Stop Suicide is here for anyone in need. We encourage every compassionate human who's able to help us help others.
We ask you join us to show others we genuinely love and care about them and help give people reasons to live. If you're someone in need of help, please look for the hashtag OpStopSuicide and know that you're special and you're priceless and that there are people out there that love you. Enjoy your day. Be kind to each other. We are Anonymous Operation Stop Suicide. We are family. We stand united. We love one another. We are united by one, divided by zero.
All right, that was a statement from Op Stop Suicide, which Seven's a part of. What's going on out there right now, Seven?
Everybody's kind of congregating over here around the at the roundabout, specifically the fountain right across from the Capitol building. But you got all the riot police across the street.
Are they doing anything threatening, or are they just standing around watching you for? I know you said they were filming you guys.
Yeah, they got a couple of guys walking around with cameras, just taking pictures of people, specifically those without masks on.
Well, same old methods, nothing new on that front. I imagine they will create their line and they will stand there and try and intimidate people until they feel that they have a 10-to-1 advantage, and then maybe they will try and force people out of the roundabout. You think that may be happening later?
Oh, we're already congregating on the roundabout and blocking the street. So, yeah, we've pretty much bottlenecked them.
Very good.
They try to... I mean, some of us have gotten used to their tactics, so we use their own tactics against them.
Okay, Seven, do you mind if I share a live stream with the audience?
Please.
No, go for it.
All you have to do is go to Facebook and use MMMDC Live. MMMDC Live. Behind the Facebook URL, you will see a live stream. Hey Naomi, how are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you.
Oh, there we go.
Welcome to the show, Naomi. It's good to have you on. Courage Foundation, very important in the scheme of things.
Thank you very much.
You're probably... let me see.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry to cut you off. Okay, just making sure everyone's still on here. Continue. Thank you.
Now, Naomi, you can hear what the authorities are doing in Washington, D.C. As the possibility of Lowry Love being extradited to the U.S., do you see a bad pattern forming here? Is this what people are going to have to expect if Lowry does get extradited? Do you see any protests for him being dealt with the same way this is happening?
I don't actually know what's happening in DC. Maybe you can explain to me.
Oh, I'm sorry. We have Seven and on live from Capitol Hill, and they are being kettled. There have been arrests, and it's very confrontational from the authorities.
And riot police.
Oh, really? That's very interesting. In London, the Met Police have been saying that the November the 5th celebrations, they'd be much tougher on them this year than they had been previously as well. I don't know whether this is part of a pattern of stepping down on online and online related protest, but it is I suppose there are a number of things that indicate that could be the case, and certainly it's very odd actually that Larry is facing extradition at all. It seems incredibly heavy-handed and very much sort of out of the usual pattern. So yeah, it could be part of something wider, I guess.
So I'm going to be muting every now and then over here because we've got a couple of people with loudspeakers right next to me.
Sure.
Seven, real quick. Sorry to cut you off, Naomi. Seven, real quick. Are those the police or are those your guys' megaphones talking?
Our guys.
Okay.
The police haven't said anything since they gave us the permit warning.
Okay, I was just checking. Sorry to cut you off, Naomi. Please continue.
Oh, I don't know. I think I'd come to the end of a thought actually.
Oh, okay. I don't want to interrupt, but I just thought that was the police. I wanted to make sure nothing was going crazy out there.
No. It's good to know what's going on.
Let me just add to Naomi's point here. We're seeing things happening at an earlier time than any other year in Washington, D.C. What Naomi was trying to say, that we have seen warnings from the Metropolitan Police that indicate something similar will happen around Trafalgar Square. They published a video, a public information video, saying that, okay, you can peacefully protest, but we have been seeing more and more in the last couple of years violence and destruction. And that is not peaceful. And if you start to do the same this year, you will get arrested. So it was a clear-cut warning to the London MMM this year. It's not looking good. Maybe we'll see the same in London. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to repress our freedom of speech and our right to protest all over the world. It's stupid.
What about Canada, Glenn? Have you heard anything?
Well, in Montreal, the SPVM don't have a very good reputation. Montreal has always been the most socially active and the most confrontational city in Canada. I wouldn't be surprised if the same thing happens today, just because that's what they do. I know in Toronto, the Toronto Police Service has been very active publicly in trying to present a vision of cooperation and let's work together and let's not have any violence. But everybody in Canada remembers the Toronto G20, which was the most outrageous violation of civil rights in the history of Canada. So I think everybody's basically taking a wait-and-see attitude for what happens today in Canada.
Yeah, I'm wondering what's going to be happening in LA after I got this message just a little while ago. Oh boy.
Anyway, Naomi, you represent the Courage Foundation. We all know that, but maybe not our listeners. Maybe you should tell us what Courage Foundation is.
Sure. So the Courage Foundation exists to support individual hacktivists and whistleblowers who have found themselves in legal jeopardy for trying or allegedly trying to make the world a better place, basically, and to try and bring important information to public attention. So we have 7 beneficiaries at the moment. Our first was Edward Snowden, and we run his official public defence fund, which you can find at edwardsnowden.com. We also run the defence funds for Jeremy Howland and Barrett Brown and Matt DeHart and Larry Love. We run European fundraising for Chelsea Manning, and we've also supported an Azerbaijani human rights defender called Emin Husseinov. So that in brief is what we do, and we campaign for to raise awareness of the sort of highly exaggerated risks that hacktivists and whistleblowers run, and and campaign for better laws and more widespread public support.
What are some of the names?
Oh, okay. You guys, I'm gonna try to get. I know Anon Trace is trying to call in right now, and she's with the London police, and she's gonna be talking to them, I think. So let me get her on while you guys talk, okay?
Interesting.
Go ahead, Ray.
Yeah. So Naomi, what are some of the people or the names that Courage supports?
Oh, so I mean, I just went through the list of beneficiaries. So
you did. I was looking at a DDoS against the website that carries this radio show, so I didn't hear you. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. Right. Forget about it. Well, I can tell you that there are a couple of accounts actually saying that the website is not accessible, which carries this radio show from some places in the world.
Hello?
Hello, Anontrace.
Hi.
You are on. It's a little background noisy, but you're on with Tim.
Yeah, sorry. Look, I'm still trying to find out the problem down here because the Turkish are marching today and the teachers are and the libraries are. So Trafalgar Square is filling up before even anyone's got here from Anonymous, which is amazing. But look, I'm running behind time at the moment because I'm trying to find the events organizer still, but the Turkish up, so the police members there. So it's a bit mad. So can we touch base in another half an hour or so with another officer? Yeah, sure, no problems. Yeah, it's just absolutely filling up with police. Trafalgar Square, if it carries on like this, no one's going to be able to move in here. It's going to be quite awesome. But anyway, look, I'll speak to you soon, yeah?
Okay, thank you, Tracy. Okay.
Well, that was it. That's interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Is everybody else still here?
I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Someone left. I think. Who left? Oh, Tracy left. Duh. Never mind. I'm still waking up, you guys. It's early here.
Are you doing a marathon all the way through November the 5th then? Is that what's going on?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
We are into hour 2 of 13 hours of live internet radio.
Wow. Good luck.
Thank you. Is 7 still on here?
He's showing so, yeah.
Yeah.
He might be muted.
Hey, you want to play the promo, the public service announcement from law enforcement real quick? Will we regroup?
It may be a good time to play that.
I think it's appropriate right now. So yeah, law enforcement is hiring. We have a public service announcement from them. We're going to play right now.
This is a public service announcement from your local law enforcement agencies. Your law enforcement agencies are hiring. We're looking for good, upstanding citizens all over the country. Are you the kind of person who hates to have to think for yourself? Has it always been easier for you to just do what you're told without question or conscience? Are you willing to commit war crimes against indigenous people to ensure that they get off the land that God Almighty has promised to multinational corporations? Are you willing to deal with the surge of Mexicans running rampant, wreaking havoc all across our great nation? Until we build that wall, we need good God-fearing officers who know what a real threat those Mexicans are, and who are willing to eradicate the problem. Are you the type of person who will not hesitate to shoot a black thug college professor reaching into his pocket right after you ask to see his identification? A good officer always puts his own safety first. Do you already know that all Arabs are terrorists, even the ones pretending not to be Muslims? Sound like you? Then you may be law enforcement material. Besides the thrill of getting to wear Nazi-like uniforms and donning military gear while stripping United States citizens of their human rights, being a cop can be fun and satisfying. Nothing is more fun than beating the living shit out of a mentally ill whack job, and if they fight back, you get to shoot them. And nothing is more satisfying than going home to your nice house and abused family after a day of smashing the property of the homeless bums and having the cars they live in towed away with all their possessions in them. Yes, you can become a cop too. You can be above the law and have rights other Americans don't. We have police unions to make sure of that. Contact your local law enforcement agency for more information.
Abnormally low intelligence is required. KKK or NSM membership is a plus.
Okay, we're back. We got a whole bunch of people here on the line. We have Raymond Johansson, me and Glenn. We have Seven and Naomi still here. So yeah, you were talking to Naomi, Glenn, when we were off the air right there a second ago. I think that was something important to ask, maybe.
Well, as a lot of people who do stay in touch with the movement and the events, and those who are either behind bars or under persecution, Barrett Brown will be getting released soon. Could you tell me what is known about that time schedule, Naomi?
Sure, I can. So his release date is on the 27th of this month, which is, actually quite soon, really, isn't it? So he's going to be released to a halfway house, so he'll still have some restrictions on his movement, but obviously he'll be able to speak out more freely than he is at the moment. I know that he's very keen to get the word out about what he's seen happening at the bureau, in prison while he's been there, and the problems that the Bureau of Prisons perpetuates. One of the problems with the US prison system is that it's extremely inaccessible to reporters. So Barrett has had this almost unique view into what's going on, and we'll be able to talk about it from the perspective of someone who has kept a very close eye on what's been going on over the past couple of years, and that's a view which very few journalists actually have, because if you're a journalist on the outside, getting access to that kind of stuff is incredibly difficult, if not impossible. So Barrett, as we know, is a very important voice, and he's going to have a lot to say when he gets out.
I know there's a lot of people around the world that are looking forward to Barrett being out of prison and having more freedom to express his views. I know everything that he has written and has been released while he's been in prison has proven to be very popular and very outspoken, as Stanley Cohen has done since he has finally been released from the halfway house situation.
Yeah,
so it's going to be very interesting what Barrett has to say. I'm sure it will be to the point and critical as it should be.
Yeah, I imagine so. Actually, at Courage, we've just published a piece that that Barrett sent out about some of the malpractice he's witnessed at Three Rivers. So I imagine there's going to be a lot more of that to come, and of course he'll be more at liberty to do things, online than he has been hitherto. So yeah, that's definitely something to look forward to, and it's nice to have a bit of good news to look forward to.
Well, that's good to hear. 3 weeks. Barrett Brown will be back among the people that don't have a wall to look at all day long. Well overdue.
Definitely.
Do you think that, everybody's familiar with what Barrett was originally charged with. The 90-some years for sharing a link, etc. Is that basically the same method of prosecution that the United States government is looking to impose on Lowry Love?
I guess it's we're looking at a sort of similarly absurd sentence. I think Barrett was facing something like 102 years, like incredibly the full.
Yeah.
Lowry's legal team have estimated that he faces up to 99 years. It might be more actually, because there seems to be an awful lot of sort of like extraordinarily exaggerated damage figures floating about, which we will tackle in due course. But yeah, it's really ridiculous and heavy-handed. One thing that is happening to Lowry, which I think that not enough people appreciate, just how ridiculous this is, and is that he's facing charges in 3 separate US judicial districts. So he's facing 3 extradition requests, not one, which is totally absurd. And this happens very rarely. I think it's interesting that even though this is a very uncommon thing, it is something which I remember, happening or being threatened to happen in another one of our beneficiary cases. So Jeremy Hammond, when he released that statement when he accepted his non-cooperating plea deal. Mm-hmm. In that statement, he talks about basically being coerced into taking this deal, because he was told that if he didn't take the deal and he tried to fight the charges, there would be indictments waiting for him in different districts, and they'd just keep charging him until they manage to convict. So this it's a really sort of artificial misuse of the judicial system. Shows just how desperate the United States, it certainly seems that way to me, just how desperate US prosecutors are to bamp down on, repress, send a message out to people who do their activism online. It just seems completely disproportionate. I mean, just to give you a bit of context, and this is one of the reasons why extradition is so incredibly controversial in the UK, for the kind of actions which Lowry is alleged to have done, sort of equivalent charges under the UK's Computer Misuse Act would attract sort of a maximum of 2.5 or 3 years, which Lowry would be very unlikely to get. He'd probably get something much less than that. So that versus 99 years in the United States. The US justice system in quotation marks is such an outlier. It really is.
So does that mean that when it comes time for the Home Office in the UK to decide whether they signed these requests, will there be 3 separate requests for his extradition then?
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of, it's being treated as one, and there's been one process. But formally, yeah, he's had requests from three separate districts, which is, almost unheard of. It's incredibly rare, and just speaks to just how heavy-handed and disproportionate this prosecution is.
Wow, that is obscene. I can think of no other word for it. I mean, even if the Home Office wanted to do the right thing, there's not just one letter to refuse. There's 3.
Yeah, and one of the really offensive things here to me is that and I know that just because the prosecutors have split this up artificially into 3 separate indictments, this is just a way of making it look more serious than it is. But the judge in the UK, and in the first instance extradition hearing, which and Lowry lost that ruling, actually took that to mean that, this must be incredibly serious. Look, there are 3 extradition requests, and this just gives a really easy way for prosecutors in the United States to really inflate charges and make maybe gullible British judges think that things are much more serious than they really are. It's just terrible decision making all the way down the line.
And it does seem to be a process that is being encouraged by the U.S. Department of Justice because, it doesn't make sense. Like you said, it is a waste of court time, of resources, of everything else, but they just want to pile on to send the message that nobody's going to fuck with us. We're the DOJ. But, on the other hand, it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. And one of the more ridiculous things, this is, just if you remember, this is a United Kingdom which fairly recently sort of voted much against its better interests to leave the European Union. It's sort of like, huge economic costs and the pound has tanked and all that kind of stuff. But that vote was to preserve British sovereignty. And we have this very strange situation where, because the real question here, one of the real questions here is why isn't Lowry being charged in the UK? If there's a case to answer, why, UK system can deal with it. It usually deals with it. The British LOLSEC defendants, who were again indicted in the US, they were prosecuted in the UK. And lived to tell the tale. There's no good reason why this is an extradition thing rather than being charged in the UK thing. That's one of those issues which we're going to have to unpack as time goes on, because either there's been some incredible incompetence on the UK side, which wouldn't surprise me at all, or there's been a deal at a very early stage that for this particular case, and Lowry, is quite a vulnerable person. For this particular case, the British authorities have decided to roll over for the United States. It doesn't really make a great deal of sense, but there's an underlying thing there which really needs to be tackled.
Yeah, I know. I did I talked with Ray a few weeks ago on the show, and he said he felt, I know he's gone right now for a second, but he said he felt it was just vindictive and it was maybe done to send a message to others as well.
Sure. I mean, you can see why, from the point of view of US prosecutors, they might be particularly pissed off about this case. Because Lowry is alleged to have, for those who don't know, Lowry is alleged to have taken part in Op Last Resort, which was a series of online protests reacting to the death of Aaron Swartz. So effectively a protest against US prosecutorial practice and the way the US justice system can really coerce very talented and vulnerable people, and ruin people's lives. So there's a sort of, again, I think the word obscene is entirely the right one to use here. There's sort of an obscene irony here that Lowry is being targeted with the full excess of the US criminal justice system for allegedly being part of a protest against the excesses of the US criminal justice system. It's really disgusting.
It's outrageous. Oh my gosh.
Well, I've noticed that they've stepped it up and tried to do these multi-directional indictments ever since the sentencing of members of LulzSec in the UK, right. Because there are so many in the U.S. justice system that were outraged that they got what they call a slap on the wrist. But every other country besides the United States found their convictions and their sentencing to be completely reasonable in a country with a modern justice system. But the United States insisted, those British courts, they let these guys skate. We're not going to let that happen again. Is that a big part of this big change in the way the DOJ does things?
It may be. I mean, there does seem to be a different perspective in the US from certainly Europe. I can't really speak with any authority to the way it works elsewhere. That in Europe, and if you look at the LulzSec prosecution in the UK, there's more of an idea of, yes, people should be, you should let them know that what they've been doing is against the law, and there should be repercussions for that. But at the end of it, we want people to be able to pick up and carry on with their lives and contribute usefully to society again. Whereas in the US, I mean, forgive me if I'm speaking out of turn, but it does really seem that the idea is, okay, you've been bad, we're going to destroy you forever, and that's going to be it.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. It's just vindication, it's just vindictive. We have this power, we don't like you, we don't care what the law is, we just don't like you, so we're going to fuck you up. It just seems that's the message that I get, and the biggest problem is they don't care how it appears. That's what.
There's definitely something in that, I think.
Ray,
but then again, you have to wonder why justice systems in Europe would put up with that. I mean, most of the time they don't. Most of the time when these cases come up, because obviously in lots of hacking cases, it's not like, the servers which are, computer systems which are alleged to have been affected stay neatly within national borders. It's like the usual thing that there's a sort of multi-jurisdictional aspect to all of these cases. But in most of these instances, even where the US is, there's an American interest, or maybe the FBI have been investigating, there's an agreement at a political level that it will be dealt with in the home country, and that's almost always the case. Apart from where the Silk Road cases might be an exception to that, because there's been this Irish extradition case there, or cases where we're talking about bank fraud and stuff like that. But usually for the kind of the kind of case we're talking about with Lowry, it's just a normal thing that the home country would prosecute, and it just seems very strange that extradition has suddenly become a thing in Lowry's case. And even if the US prosecutors have decided to be extremely vindictive about this case for reasons that we can probably aren't very impressive, that we can probably understand, I don't see any good reason why the British authorities should be humouring that. I just don't.
I agree completely.
You guys were getting Ray's off away right now, but he asked if we could hear back from Seven and see if it's docile out there or not. What's going on? You still there, sure. Seven.
Let me just interject. I'm getting tweets that tells us that things are quite calm in DC right now, and a lot of people are wondering, because we sent out a few messages earlier. It would be nice to have Seven's input on that when he gets back.
Yeah, I think he's on mute, or maybe he's doing something. Yeah, he said they were in riot gear, which is very unusual, but they were just standing back against the wall, and they had arrested a few people. But it
okay, can you guys hear me now?
Oh, there you are. Hey, Seven.
At 7H4N.
That's it. Okay, sorry about that. Had to switch VPNs again. But yeah, it is pretty quiet right now.
Anything?
Well, I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah. Any sign?
Yeah.
Any sign that they're moving around as far as police or whatever? Everything's just good.
No, they're just standing around acting like dumbasses.
That's what they do best.
Yeah. I'm just pissed off that I don't have any donuts left. No, seriously, I lost my box of donuts over by the FBI building.
Oh, I know some of them
I don't know
really happy.
A lot of them are really happy.
Perhaps you could ask the DC police to share some of theirs.
No. Actually, I brought 2 boxes. One box was supposed to be for DC police, but the feds got it.
Expropriation of donuts on November 5th.
Yeah.
This is the real travesty.
Guys, if you don't mind, I'm going to read out a tweet from your Anon News. You know, that little Twitter account with 1.7 million followers. This is a quote. Not gonna lie, it'd be funny if Russia retaliates for U.S. military hack of their power grid by making Trump Tower mysteriously go up in flames. Sorry, I just had to.
Put a little more gasoline on that fire. Thank you, Jan. Okay.
Yeah, you guys, you want to... I got statements from Intel Group and also one from Judith Poe. I was wondering if you guys want to play those real quick and take a quick break.
That'd be great.
In. Okay.
Sounds great.
So, yeah, the first statement will be from Intel Group, and the second one will be from Judith Poe. Here we go.
Intel Group's message to the collective. Here we are again. November 5th has dawned upon us, and we would like to take this time to say thank you to the thousands of supporters we've been blessed to have. Not too long ago, the idea for Intel Group was hatched, and since its inception, the love and support globally has been a phenomenon. We thank you for allowing us to be a loud voice amongst the anonymous collective. We hope by now you see what it is we're trying to do in regards to information and awareness. And we hope you will continue to be a part of our family. Today, as you march through the countless streets throughout all 4 corners of the earth, we ask you to remember all the Anons who are currently jailed for attempting to make this world a better place. We also ask you to continue to support your local ops as well as the international ops. The fight for social justice, equality, and peace will never be an easy battle, for the enemy has the money, weapons, and technology to keep you in the dark. But rest assured that we will prevail as truth and justice always does. To the select few, we are your brothers and comrades. To the world, we are your family. We hope this November 5th you march proudly and safely. We hope to continue making you proud, and we thank you for allowing us to be your Intel Group.
Hi, I'm Judy Poe. I'm the mother of Serena Shem, the American journalist that was murdered in Turkey. You know, I've been asked many times what role that Anonymous has played in seeking justice for my daughter. And as I've said on many interviews, that the murder of my daughter would have been brushed under the rug if it hadn't been for Anonymous. All the good that they do for justice, for the oppressed people, it's not just my daughter. I can't say enough good things. I've tried to go to the mainstream media. We've tried to get the story out. I've actually had reporters tell me if I distance myself from Anonymous, they will report the story. I've stated again and again, that is not going to happen. Anonymous is the only people that have stood up to the plate and were seeking justice for my daughter. And when I say my daughter, the justice they're seeking, and we are all seeking, is her work to be continued, for the truth to be exposed, for the wool to be pulled off of all these sheep and cowards' eyes, to know that We're getting to a point in this world where the evil is outweighing the good. So we are all Serena Shim. Serena Shim was anonymous minus the mask. She was on the front lines. She paid her life for the truth. She's not the only one. We have members of Anonymous that put themselves in the same position every day. I am a firm believer if God blesses us with the capabilities to fight to better humanity, that we have a duty to do that. So I cannot say how grateful I am for Anonymous publicly and how grateful for Anonymous that I am privately. Many dark days I did not think that I would get through. They kept me going. I encourage everyone to look into Anonymous and see the truth that they are seeking and reach out to different Anons and learn. Thank you once again for having me here. It truly is an honor. Good luck on your big day. We're behind you 100%, and everybody should jump behind.
Hey, we're back. MMM Live on the 5, November 5th. We have a whole bunch of people in here. Naomi Colvin, Ray Johansson, Seven, me and Canadian Glen. So yeah, what were we talking about on the break, Glenn?
Well, it seems that DC has calmed down for a bit, so we'll see what happens there. Naomi, we were just beginning off air to talk about the latest developments with Chelsea Manning, who is another cause of the Courage Foundation. And you said there may be some newer information that's not been widely disseminated.
Well, I mean, I think it has been fairly widely disseminated, but it sort of broke yesterday evening. As your viewers probably know, Chelsea attempted suicide earlier this year and went through a prison disciplinary procedure, and they sentenced her, again, completely. This doesn't make any sense at all to me, or I guess anyone else really. She was sentenced to 2 weeks of solitary confinement, one suspended for trying to end her own life. She was put into solitary confinement just in the past couple of months, before she had the chance to appeal that ruling. And it came out last night. It was reported in the New York Times that while she was in that position, she tried to take her own life again. So, and it's been, and incredibly is now potentially facing another round of disciplinary nonsense for this. I think it's abundantly clear that, not only is the treatment she is receiving is not appropriate to it's not appropriate to her mental health needs. I mean, to put it lightly, I think that it's only too probable that she's being dealt with in a punitive way because of who she is, and because she has had, she's not only is she a hero to all of us, she's also stood up for her rights in prison and the rights of transgender inmates in military prison. But yeah, she's in a very serious position. So I would say to people that her legal team deserves support, because they have to do a lot of monitoring in this situation. They're really going to have to fight to make sure that she gets the attention she deserves. And I think writing to her is a very good thing that people can do. And I think that, given that she seems to be in a very difficult situation, knowing that people on the outside support her is very valuable. In fact, I think she's actually written about that in the past, like what a difference it makes to her. So I think that's worth a bit of thought on this November the 5th.
It does seem very bizarre to me. I mean, I understand that Chelsea is not in the civilian justice system. She's in the military justice system, and
Indeed.
that's a whole nother scope of draconian measures.
Yeah.
But it's just, I mean, common sense tells me, okay, you attempted suicide because you were in these conditions, so as punishment for that, we will sentence you to more of the same conditions. How is this supposed to help?
Well, I'm not sure it is supposed to help, is it? There's so, and this is one of the things that actually came out during Lowry's extradition hearing, the treatment of mental health. I mean, let's not even talk about military prisons, but just in US prisons in general is spectacularly unenlightened, partly, I guess, because, you know, everything is so under-resourced and overcrowded. The attitude to people who are having, you know, suicidal thoughts is to, by putting them in solitary isn't nobody thinks that solitary is going to do anything beneficial for people who are having difficulties. The theory behind it is merely that you're just containing someone and observing them. It's just like, you know, warehousing people rather than responding to their needs. It's, you know, the definition of an inhumane system.
Seems very, very counterproductive, but
it does. And actually, and in Chelsea's case, I think, you know, we should remember that there's a history in Chelsea's case of solitary confinement, or, you know, what, you know, the military euphemisms for it, like prevention of injury watch, which is basically, you know, observed solitary confinement being used for punitive purposes. I mean, even the judge at her trial recognised this. You remember back in 2010, 2011, when Chelsea was at Quantico and the horrific things that were happening to her there. So there's a history in her case of sort of ostensibly, you know, medical procedures being used to punish her, and this is a continuation of that. It's a really appalling situation, and in it, you know, and I mean, there are many things. There are, you know, many things that will be, you know, a stain on Obama's reputation as president. Not managing to close Guantanamo is one, but I think certainly the way that Chelsea Manning has been treated, I mean, in, you know, generations to come, people will recognise that this is, you know, a real stain on his legacy.
Well, that's a good point to bring up. I mean, people have to understand the Orwellian nature of these procedures as well. I mean, when they say injury prevention and stuff like that, what that in effect means is being in a cold concrete room with the lights on 24 hours a day, and even sometimes being restrained, and they call that injury prevention. But what injury is it causing that is not physical? But apparently, you know, no, that doesn't exist. It's
ridiculous.
Well, I mean, this is the nomenclature of the system. They
this
say
is one of the reasons for the Million Mask March. Things like this.
Absolutely. I mean, they put out a definition that makes sense nowhere except within their own walls. And even then, there are people within their walls that think this is just batshit crazy. But if anybody would care to tell the public they think it's batshit crazy, then perhaps they could have the room next to Chelsea. This is the way the system works. Outrageous.
It is.
Well, we know, you know, more and more we know what we're up against. And you're correct, Tim. That's exactly why there are days like today. And I know, is there any, if you go to Courage Foundation, the website, is there a way for people to find out how to write to the people you're supporting?
Yeah, there is. So the Courage Foundation website is at couragefound.org. There's details there about how to write to Chelsea, and then our other beneficiaries have websites of their own. So if you look at those, there'll be details about how to contact the individual people.
Excellent. Excellent. I have been, in the past, I have been pen pals with some hackers who did do federal time. and I may have known them beforehand, but people, you don't have to know them. You don't have to really know anything about them. You have to understand the conditions they're under. Their world is a concrete box, and they're quite happy to find out anything that's going on in the real world. And you will be surprised how much it's appreciated and how easy it is to do. So I encourage anybody who has the inclination to think about, I bet those people could use some external contact. Yes, they certainly could. And don't hesitate. You will find it well worth your while. I think.
Definitely.
Without a doubt. Cool. Without a doubt.
So I got like 1,000 messages I'm trying to go through, because I know we're supposed to have people calling in from different places. We just haven't had them calling yet. I'm hoping they're okay.
Tim,
yes.
Do you want me to Amsterdam if they're live and kicking?
Yeah, we were waiting on Amsterdam and Germany and a couple other places.
Okay, let me stay quiet and call Amsterdam for you. I'll be right back, all right?
Yeah, Ray, tell them they got to add us first. So as soon as they add, I'll add them back, and then they could get through, okay?
Yeah, add the ad name in the Skype,
Got it. Hey, Seven, are you still around?
Yes, I am.
Cool. How's it going over there? What's going on in D.C.?
We are right now marching past the U.S. archives. Honestly, it's just right now, nice peaceful march. So and a lot of tourists looking at us going, what the fuck is this?
How many people would you say are there now?
I'd say we've gone up by at least another 50, 60.
Nice.
I said, our numbers have been increasing all throughout the day.
Yeah, so the only thing different than normal over there is these militarized police that are standing by the Capitol building. Are they following you now, or are they still staying?
I don't know if they're still following us. I guess they are still following us. And you could definitely hear everybody right now.
Definitely.
99%. We are the 99%. We are the 99%.
Okay, Facebook.com anonymous live stream is also streaming.
Facebook.com anonymous live stream, you're saying?
Yep. Okay. Yeah, so there's a live stream on there. Just quickly grabbed her sign.
Okay, you guys, I'm gonna be adding some people. Do you guys want to talk? You want me to put a song on or something, or another? Because we still got a few statements, and I have songs too. Whatever you guys choose.
Tim, why not run a couple of statements while I get Amsterdam for you?
Okay. Cool. So yeah, we're gonna hear from Darian Hunt first. And then I'm going to just go ahead and play another anonymous song for you guys. Here we go.
Civil disobedience is not our problem. Our problem is civil obedience. Howard Zinn. Hello, citizens of the world, and especially hello to you, authoritarians. In honor of Guy Fawkes Day and the Million Masked March, Darian Hunt marches for those who have been silenced by corrupt governments and overzealous pigs, supposed protectors of the peace. Darian Hunt will continue to be the voice of Darian, a young brother who was shot in the back 6 times by Saratoga Springs pigs. His crime was cosplaying while black and running for his life. No one but his grieving mother Susan has been punished for this murder and cover-up, who has been forced into a gag order by corrupt Utah officials. We will be the voice that she has been denied in support of her murdered son, Darian Hunt. Op Darian Hunt also stands in solidarity with the oppressed peoples of the world, such as those suffering in Palestine, Kurdistan, and the indigenous peoples of the Americas, including the water protectors who have been invaded by North Dakota's uniformed terrorists for another damn oil pipeline. We stand in unity with our anonymous brothers and sisters on this 5th day of November. Stay safe, and fuck authority.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret society, to secret oaths, and to secret procedures. We decided long ago the dangers of excessive and unwarranted concealment of pertinent facts far outweigh the dangers which are cited to justify it.
It's time to face the facts, join our hands, make a stand. It's time to gather plans, get the shot, take the chance. Till there is no one left, stay correct to the death. They can't ever break a freedom, we will never let it. The corrupt politics is killing the system. Cynicism is it, and it's everything that you witness. They tell you what to think, make you believe that they're the realness. They feed us full of lies, and yet we always forgive them. It's all conspiracy, and if you're free to enter with, you're the puppet, the government's pulling strings from above you. It's time for the introduction to truth, and let's start a movement. We've all been brainwashed, they believe that we all are stupid. We believe in what we see and whatever our ears are hearing. But if you look close, listen, gather your own opinion, you'll understand all the lies, lines and what's between them. This word is not your oyster, this word is a fucking prison. Come on! To what's happening in our nation. No one will stand up for the fear of assassination. So they strip us of everything. We stand there and just take it. Scared to make a stand, a false flag operation. Research Illuminati, find out by 9/11. You see they line their pockets, don't believe the lies they tell you. Find and seek the truth, realize we need to do whatever it is we can to protect our livelihood. It's time for us to prove whether conspiracy or not. They owe some explanations to the questions that we got. What are the skull and bones? What is lying beneath all these secretive meats? Got you lying between your teeth. What's with the Bilderberg and burning your effigies? I'm praying to Lucifer, how Satanist can you be? While all of the time praying you believing in the beast, just to keep up appearances within Christianity. Come on! You'll never take control. You're new alone. We'll lead you none at all. We have to stay strong when they try to shut us down or turn around, let us storm them. We got the warnings, let us march from the morning through the night. We gon' fight and close the eye and overthrow all these damn secret societies. Why we gotta stand for the new world proprieties? The evidence is clear, we're naive to the lies. Illuminati wolves killing sheep in the night. When will we learn? When will we see what is right underneath all our eyes? This whole time realize we've been deceived and they're trying to deplete us. They brainwashed our minds, may our souls stay free from corruption. Never trust them, let them get ahead. Even if we chant a march to the very end, nevertheless, let them know we will never rest. Till I bid him, I beat to them, knots to the head. Come on! Illuminati, you'll never take control. Your new world order will lead to none at all.
Okay, guys, we're back, and it looks like we're being attacked big time on our MMMLiveOnThe5 site. So if you guys are experiencing problems, bear with us. We're trying to get it back up, but if for some reason it goes down, there's a lot of other places. Like you can go to People's Radio on Spreaker, People's Radio United, a non-UK radio will be where Top's going to be. And Glenn, shout out to BTR. And tonight with Gear, we're going to be back on People's Radio United again on Spreaker. And shout out to BTR ones. And then I want Ray to talk about the DDoS that's going on right after that, Glenn.
Show 3 will be www.blogtalkradio.com/anticrisis73. The fourth show will be blogtalkradio.com. The View Up Here. No, I'm sorry. Canadian Glen. blogtalkradio.com/Canadian Glen will be the fourth show. Then the fifth show will be back on People's Radio United. We are getting hit pretty hard
real quick, that's Spreaker.com/People's Radio United or Spreaker.com/a non-UK radio, which will be where Top's going to be in about an hour from now. Yeah, Ray, you want to tell us what you think is happening? Because I know we're getting hit hard right now.
Number one, within the next 10 minutes, you'll see on any of our Twitter tags and on your Anon News, where you can go directly to this radio stream, circumventing the attack that's going on the webpage dedicated for this broadcast. I heard about the DDoS from the third minute it was going on, and it just increased in intensity ever since. And friends of mine, or people I might call friends of mine, have been checking with every motherfucking DDoS crew there is, from skids all the way up to the really good ones that can take out a whole country, and none of them are doing it.
So most of them are our allies, and even I've talked to a couple that supposedly don't like us because I'm still kind of cool with some of them, and yeah, nobody's planning to attack us today that I've talked to either. So this is coming from something much bigger.
Yeah, this is government entities doing this, and we've seen them starting to attack us already 4 days ago. The Twitter account of this broadcast, Canadian Glen, and his radio station Twitter got taken out. So we expected it, and we love it, because it means they saw that we had potential and that we would, get across to a lot of motherfucking Anons. We don't worry about it, but as I said, within 10 minutes we will get you the direct link to the Spreaker page, yeah? Right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it right now. Just give me a second. Keep talking. Sorry.
Well, I think it's pretty clear to us for perhaps at least a few hours, we're going to, if we use social media to spread connection methods, we're going to have to go to the show pages more than the main website. That's pretty obvious now.
Yeah, the website has been down in different parts of the world for different times since we started. We know that. So all we have to do is spread the direct link, like I did 10 minutes past the hour when we started. I would like Tim or Glenn to go to a tune, a real fucking tune, so we can start spreading the link directly. Is that okay?
Good idea.
No. Throwing shit at you is my favorite.
The name of this song is Uncle Sam Day. It's a show tune, but the show ain't been written for it yet. We're gonna see if Tony Jerome and the band can maybe work it out for me. Straighten me out right quick. I like it so far, man. Yeah. Come on, let's go. Welcome to the United Snakes, land of the thief, home of the slave. Grand Imperial Guard where the dollar is sacred and proud. Let's do the real, come on now. Smoke and mirrors, stripes and stars, stolen for the cross in the name of God. Bloodshed, genocide, rape and fraud, written to the pages of the law, good Lord. The cold continent latchkey child ran away one day and started acting foul. King of where the wild things are, daddy's proud, cause the Roman Empire done passed it down. Imported and tortured the workforce and never healed the wounds or shook the curse off. Now the grown-up Goliath nation holding open auditions for the part of David. Can you feel it? Nothing can save you. You question the rain, you get rushed in and chained up. Fist raised, but I must be insane, cause I can't figure single damn way to change. But welcome to the United Snakes, land of the thief, home of the slave. The Grand Imperial Guard where the dollar is sacred and power is God. Welcome to the United Snakes, land of the thief, home of the slave. The Grand Imperial Guard where the dollar is sacred and power is God. All must bow to the fat and lazy. The will obey me, and why do they hate me? Who me? Only 2 generations away from the world's most despicable slavery trade. Pioneered so many ways to degrade a human being that it can't be changed to this day. Legacy so ingrained in the way that we think we no longer need chains to be slaves. Lord, it's a shameful display. The overseers even got raped along the way. Cause the children can't escape from the pain, and they born with the poisonous hatred in their veins. Try and separate a man from his soul. You only strengthen him and lose your own. But shoot that if he walk near the throne. Remind him that this is my home. Now I'm gone. Welcome to the United Snakes, land of the thief, home of the slave. The Grand Imperial Guard where the dollar is sacred and power is God. Welcome to the United Snakes, land of the thief, home of the slave. The Grand Imperial Guard where the dollar is sacred. Hold up, give me one right here, hold up. You don't give money to the bums on the corner with a sign bleeding from their gums. Talking about you don't support a crackhead. What you think happens to the money from your taxes? The government's the addict with $1 billion a week kill brown people habit. And even if you ain't on the front line when Master yell crunch time, you right back at it. Man, look at how you hustling backwards. At the end of the year, add up what they subtracted. 3 out of 12 months, your salary pay for that madness. Man, that's savage. What's left? Get a big ass plasma to see where they made Dan rather point the damn camera. Only approved questions get answered. Now stand your ass up for that national anthem. Welcome to the United Snakes, land of the thief, home of the slave. The Grand Imperial Guard where the dollar is sacred and power is God. Welcome to the United Snakes, land of the thief, home of the slave. The Grand Imperial Guard where the dollar is sacred and power is God.
Okay, right now we're dealing with the minor DDoS attack or a major DDoS attack on our site. So we're gonna play a couple more tunes and some op statements, and we'll be right back as soon as we get it sorted out. So yeah, I'm gonna play an op Serena statement, and then we're gonna go into another song. You guys, just bear with us for a second. Sorry about the delays.
A message from Anonymous Operation Serena Shim. We want to take a moment to thank all of our friends and family that have fought side by side with us the past 2 years in a battle to get justice for the murder of our sister, journalist Serena Shim. On this special day, November 5th, 2016, Operation Serena Shim stands in solidarity with all of our anonymous sisters and brothers and allies who support us around the world. Today is our day. Today is the Anonymous Million Mask March. The entire world is watching. This is our day to spread love and unity. This is our day to let our voices be heard. We will be silent no longer. This is our day to let Serena Shim's voice be heard. Best of luck on all the marches today. Stay safe and protect each other. We are Anonymous Operation Serena Shim. We are Legion. We will never forget Serena Shim. We will never forgive those involved with her murder. The truth is coming. Expect us.
Today is one of the darkest moments of U.S. history, as the Senate has just passed a new law effectively killing the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution as we know it. There will be no such thing as online privacy anymore for any citizen. And this seems to be just the beginning, as the government today has taken total executive control over Google, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and various other online.
Okay, guys, we're back with MMM Live on the 5. We're having some technical issues. We're actually being attacked. Glenn is dealing with that. We're still on with everybody else. We have Seven, Ray Johansson, and Naomi. Sorry, I forgot your last name again. Colvin. So, yeah, Ray, you said you wanted to do talk a little bit about the Matt DeHart situation.
Yeah, you know the thing. We walk around like social media heroes, every one of us. And one of the most important things for me personally is that we recognize the heroes that actually did what we all pretend to do. Share information, leak something, being a whistleblower or whatever. And one of the guys that actually did his job but got caught by the U.S. government is called Matt DeHart. And Matt DeHart got his, sentence from the U.S. government, and he's now in jail. And it is so incredibly important that we don't forget our heroes or our soldiers or whatever you call them. In the last, 6 to 8 weeks, Matt DeHart has noticed that the number of letters he's getting, which is one of the most important things when you're in jail, has been declining. So I want everybody to please, write again or write for the first time to Matt DeHart. He is actually doing time for all of us.
Exactly.
Let that sink in. He's doing our time. And please, show all of us, yourself and Matt, the respect by actually writing him a letter. 7 or 8 days ago, I got a letter from Matt. Oh my God, I almost started crying here. And he said some nice things. I'm choking over here. The point is, we should really, really remember those that fought on the sharp end of this thing and write him a letter or send him and his family $2 or $50 to help him get through his sentence. If we do not, we're not even worth anything. We're just bullshit artists.
Yeah.
Retweeting shit or saying shit, attack the government. And then if we just leave the ones that actually did something behind, oh my God, we're not worth nothing. So Matt DeHart, he got his sentence. He's doing his time. He's trying to stay healthy and sound. And the least we could do is bloody ask him a letter, write him a letter. So please, go to freeannons.org or something like that.
Definitely. Is Glenn back yet, or is he still working on the issue? Glenn?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Any news from what's going on over there?
It seems like a lot of the world simply cannot connect to the main site at this point in time.
Yeah, my DMs are going crazy with people asking how to listen. They're all getting cut off.
Yeah, all we can do is promote the individual show pages at this point. The chat is still functional on the main site, but if you're not already logged in, the players are, it's just not happening. So
someone doesn't want you to know what's going on at other marches.
Someone just doesn't want this entire lineup to be easily available is about all I can say about what's happening. But we will go on. We will do the best we can, and everything will be archived. So
yeah,
we may not...
Oh, sorry, Glenn. Yeah, you guys can always just push it off a little bit, just hit play and then follow them through and download them and watch and listen to them right after the fact on each individual site as well, if we don't get the MMM site back up. So definitely, they haven't stopped anything. They're just stopping one little site.
Well, they're doing a good job, whoever's behind it, of keeping the one place where people could stay all day to hear every show. But I guess that's just too much convenience for people to know what's going on. So that's why we're being attacked. And it is a large scale attack. So I expect within the hour, Hillary will say the Russians did it.
I wasn't expecting. That's funny. Yeah.
Well, for fuck's sake, let me get this. We're not gonna, shed any tear that a website that was really sexy, by the way, whoever made it, is getting DDoSed. They cannot DDoS Spreaker, Spreaker.com. They cannot DDoS that. If they try, they will fuck up. So everybody just have to Spreaker, directly to Spreaker, and we're spreading that link as we speak.
Yeah, we knew this was a possibility that if something like this happened, we'd have to have a backup plan, and the backup plan was right there by going right through each of our platforms we use. So you guys will still get the shows. They just might be in 4 or 5 different places throughout the day, and we'll make sure to keep posting them. So anyone's listening, help us out and let people know what's going on Twitter and Facebook or wherever you're listening from. Spread the news what's going on so people know and people can catch up with us. The next show will be on a non-UK radio, and that'll be Spreaker.com/a non-UK And right now we're on Spreaker.com/People's Radio United. So yeah, if whoever's listening and still has access, please spread that news for us and help us get this out. You guys have anything you want to talk about that I'm not thinking of because we're all dealing with this? Is 7 still on?
Yeah, I'm right here.
What's going on in DC right now? Anything new?
We're right now, not much. Right now, it looks like we went up by about another 70 people. Just giving a random count. So we're almost at the 500 mark and climbing.
Awesome.
Yeah, where will the march be going? Like, where are you guys going to? Where's the end destination, 7?
The end destination? There is no end.
Alrighty.
It ends when it ends.
It's one of those till the wheels fall off kind of things.
Pretty much.
Well, we can certainly hear in the background that it's lively, and that's good that it keeps growing. Let's just hope that the fascists keep their distance and everything will remain as is.
Oh yeah, the cops are pretty much staying back pretty far.
I don't know why they came out like that if that's not a normal thing. I mean, but it's becoming more and more of a normal thing. Look at the natives and the no DAPL pipeline. That's ridiculous. These cops are becoming a military force that's attacking the citizens on a more and more regular basis. And if we don't do something quick, it's just going to be normalized. People growing up now will be like, "Oh, the cops are a military force that live around, that occupy us and attack us at will," and it's just going to become a thing that happens. Because I don't see any outrage half the time like there should be when this stuff happens. After this pipeline incident, the whole nation should have been out in these streets just shutting everything down. You commit war crimes against peaceful protesters, and the media won't even cover it. It's the most ridiculous thing ever.
Okay, I'm seeing reports from the chat on MMM Live on the 5. Anybody who's in there and is connected, everything is still working. So it does seem to be, straight DDoS. It's preventing access, but everybody who's there now is okay still.
Well, that's good. Any sign of getting the situation fixed, or are they just blasting it constantly?
it's under constant attack right now.
Okay.
Oh, hey, what you were saying before about DHS?
Yes.
Yeah, we've got them right here now.
Imagine that.
Yeah, because we're in front of the Federal Reserve.
Aha. Well, money. Now we're getting serious.
Yes, they must protect the money.
Well, it's good to know where their priority is, and some things never change.
Oh, exactly.
Well, it's good to hear that the march in D.C. just continues to grow, and it is basically getting to do what it should be allowed to do, so that's good news. Perhaps the whole idea was just to keep everyone away from the Capitol for some symbolic purpose.
Oh, it's possible.
Less
They're
media
never
coverage, I don't know.
They're never going to fuck us up. By the way, RT is doing a great job of publishing live streams from everywhere because they Russia and Putin like that there is social dissent in the West. So, anyway.
Well, that's good news. At least someone's getting the message out there somewhere.
Yeah. They actually have live links several places.
Yeah, on Twitter right now, and I'm sure a lot of others, we have the link for this show up. And as the day goes through, we'll make sure every link for every show goes up every so often. And you can get those at Canadian Glen. You can get them at People's Radio with the 0 at the end. You can get them at Tim Best Buds. You can get them at Top 100 with a 0 for the O and top. X Devastated. All these different accounts. A non-UK radio will probably have it up there as well. So yeah, definitely. We're going to have the links all over you guys. So whoever's listening now, please spread the message around. Help us keep this thing going all day so all the Anons who want to hear it and get information can do that. You guys want to go to another song real quick and then regroup and then come back in?
Perfect, brother.
All right.
Sounds great.
Guerrilla Radio. Okay, you guys, we're back. The song's going off. Sorry about this. It was like a situation arose.
7. What's going on in DC right now? Do you have people carrying weapons openly?
Yeah, apparently the local police as well as DHS have shown up with fully automatic rifles.
An escalation.
Yeah.
Are they making any statements, or they're just standing there looking forceful?
They're just standing there looking forceful as usual.
So this is an intimidation technique, right?
Yep. And they've got, let's see. They've got us cornered off at 20th. Okay, they gave us a way out. So it's not like they've completely sealed us in this time.
Can you describe in detail what you're seeing? Numbers and the number of automatic weapons and everything. Just describe what you see.
Right now, there is... Looks like... Sorry, I'm just trying to see from over here because people keep walking in front of me. See, we've got 3 that are ready to go right now. They just put the clips in. And we've got 4 more over by their SUVs, ready for deploy.
So there's 7 cops with machine guns, and the rest of them are just standing there like regular in riot gear?
The rest of them are on motorcycle and starting to block off surrounding traffic.
Okay. Do they look like they're going to accommodate your march, or they look like they're trying to stop you guys?
I think that they're actually going to accommodate it because they're letting the tourists through.
Okay. And everybody there's been pretty peaceful so far, so this is like just overkill on the response.
Yeah, this is serious overkill on a response. I mean, especially from them. I mean, these cops here, they deal with protests all the time. And for them to be doing shit like this, that is serious overkill.
Yeah, I'm real curious about what LA is going to be like when I get down there in a few hours.
Do you mind, Seven? Can you describe the uniforms they're wearing or the clothes they're wearing?
It's a combination of 2 different sets of uniforms. You've got standard SOP black pants, blue shirt uniforms, but a few of them have started putting on the police vests. And, well, one of them is staring straight at me right now with his finger in resting position over the trigger, and safety lock is off.
That's scary.
Please continue talking. I'm trying to tweet this shit out there, okay?
Well, right now, it just looks like he's... Okay, one of the protesters went up to him. Looks like he's talking basically about right to record. I'm sorry, I have to laugh at this. Because the officer with his finger guarding over the trigger is talking about the legal rights of videotaping police.
What is he saying about legal rights? Because you do have the legal right if you're in public to videotape anybody, especially the police.
Yes, but there's a debate right over here. This is not public property. This is federal land.
Well, it seems to me like this was a well-thought-out plan by the authorities to counter. You know, they seem to be showing up when and where they want, and this could be a definite indication of things to come across the United States today.
Yeah, and it looks like they're... wow. Holy crap. It looks like they are putting the weaponry away in their trunks. One of them took off his vest.
Oh, they're going to actually be like.
They're actually getting They're actually getting out of here.
Wow.
They're putting the heavy weaponry away. I'm sorry, but I got to say this right now. Holy crap! I am not used to that shit.
What do you think was the cause of them leaving?
I think that they realized that we're not causing a threat to the Federal Reserve. And that was the main reason why they came out here in the first place. No, exactly.
It kind of sounds to me like there was probably an alarm. An alarm was sent automatically when the cameras around the Federal Reserve saw the crowd.
No, I think it was the DHS personnel that blew the whistle, and their squad cars showed up.
Okay.
Looks like the DHS ones have left, and DCPD are still here.
Oh, that figures that the ones that caused the shit would be the first ones to disappear.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been an interesting 3-hour show.
I know, and we still got 10 more hours of different people on here. I hope everything goes a lot smoother for them as far as this attack and everybody else out in the streets too. So yeah, we got about another 17 minutes here on our show before Top takes over. So I'm just letting everybody know what's going on time-wise.
Cool.
Yeah, so unfortunately we're supposed to have calls from a lot of different places. I don't know if their communications were shut down at the marches. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I haven't seen anybody pop up. Maybe they got too busy to call in. But it we had a lot of other issues, so we couldn't really worry about that today.
Well, just to let everybody know, anybody who is on MMMLiveOnThe5.com, everything is working there. So it's just a matter of access. So that tells me this is a straight high-powered DDoS attack to access the site. But if you do get in, things are working.
Yeah, and if you do get in, stay in, because you might not be able to get back in if you go out.
Anyway, guys, I just heard from Amsterdam. They're going to be in on the radio show from London and not on our show. Okay?
Good. As long as they're represented, that's all I care about. Don't care whose show they call into, as long as they do and they get their voices heard. That's what's important.
Well, it's always different when it happens. You can think about it happening, but it's different when it happens, isn't it?
It sure is. Right now I'm resolving some two-factor codes for a friend. So either you talk or play a tune. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've had a lot of good content here today anyway. Naomi, thank you for making the time to come on. I mean,
with the rest of the marathon.
We may need it at this point, but I would encourage everybody to go to couragefound.org. The 7 people that you are supporting currently are all very worthy of it. They are pictures of what is wrong in so-called justice in the world today. They've done what they feel is right. They've done what they've done on moral grounds, on humanist grounds, and they are being oppressed by the supposed representation of people by government. And there's something wrong with this picture.
Definitely. So yeah, why don't we play one happy song to cheer people up and then come back in and do the last 10 minutes? Does that sound like a plan?
That sounds like a great plan.
Because we're a family. I'm going to play We Are Family by the Sister Sledge. Something upbeat and happy for a minute. Let everybody cheer up. Here we go.
just like birds of a feather. I won't tell no lie. All of the people around us, they say, can they be that close? Just let me state for the record, we're giving love in a family dose. We are family. Hey, I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Sing it to me. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Living life is fun, and we've just begun to get our share of this world's delight. High hopes we had for the future, and our goals in sight. We know we don't get depressed. Here's what we call our golden rule. Have faith in you and the things you do. You won't go wrong. Oh no, this is our family jewel. We are family. Sing it to me. I got all my sisters with me. Sing it to me. We are family. I can hear you, guys. Get up, everybody, and sing. We have faith in you and the things you do. Hey, hey, I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, y'all. Get up, everybody, and sing. Hey, hey, we are family. I got my sisters with me. I got all my sisters with everybody. We are.
Hey guys, we're back. We have 10 minutes left, a little bit under 10 minutes. So what we want to do at this time is let Glenn go ahead and tell you where you could find all the shows today, just in case we do not get the MMM site back up. That's MMMLiveOnThe5.com. If there's an issue with it, or if it goes down all the way, people can't get in, there's other ways to listen to all the shows today. So go ahead, Glenn, if you don't mind, let them know all the details.
All right, the next show will be Top live in London. With Spreaker, you don't get an absolute specific show page until the show goes live. However, www.spreaker.com/user/ANONUKIRE. So ANONUKIRE. That is the Anon UK Radio homepage. If you go there, as soon as Top goes live, you will see it. So that is the way to get there. Spreaker.com/user/AnonUKIRE. The third show will be on Blog Talk Radio. The account was Scuba Squad _up, so that will be blogtalkradio.com/Scuba Squad, SCOOBA SQUAD _up. That will be the account page. You can get to the show page ahead of time on BTR. I'm not going to bother reading out the whole URL. That would be a little bit too confusing, and I may actually get it wrong, so we don't want to do that either. Now, the next show, the fourth show, as I bring it up right now, that is also Blog Talk Radio. That will be blogtalkradio.com/Canadian Glen. That'll take you to my account page, and you will see upcoming show, and it'll be right there. You click on that title, and you will get to the show page for that.
Now, listen to this. if you don't remember any of those URLs, all you have to do is go to your Anon News. You know, the account we all love to hate with 1.7 million followers. They will provide a link to the shows.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you can also go to any one of the people involved's Twitter. That's People's Radio. That's Canadian Glen. That's Top 100. That's Gear X Devastated, and that's me, Tim Best Buzz. That's any of those. We'll be blasting them all day. Everything, every time it comes on, you'll be able to find it, regardless if they take our site down or not.
Absolutely.
On that, Tim, do you have the jingle for Free Lori Love available?
Yeah, we played it a little while ago. You want to run it again?
Oh, I would love to.
Definitely.
That's just right.
I'm loading it up right now. All right. The promo for the statement from Free Lori Love coming up right here. It's not playing. Give me a second, guys. I don't know why it's not playing, you guys. Give me 1 second. Something has happened here.
Yeah, it's always like that, isn't it?
It worked earlier. There we
Well,
go.
maybe.
Here it comes.
All right.
A message from anonymous Operation Lowry Love. We would like to thank the thousands of brothers and sisters who have battled to stop Lowry Love from being extradited to the USA. Today is our big day of unity. Today is the Anonymous Million Max March. Stay safe, hold your heads high, and show your courage through love. Today will prove to be magnificent. Free love and no love for the U.S. government.
All right, we're back. Ray Johansson says he would like to make a statement.
Well, here we go. Anons and pirates all over the world are pretty tired of what's going on everywhere we look. And I thought it would be prudent to, almost end with a statement from Birgitta Jonsdottir from Iceland. And she says, "We don't want to become power. We want to distribute it. We don't want strong leaders. We want to be strong together." That's what she says, and that's what, I love about her. Thank you.
Yeah, I read that. It was I think it was on your Twitter feed. You reposted it. I read it when it went out. It was pretty awesome. Yeah, I think the United States really needs to look into the whole pirate party thing in a serious way. We're in desperate need of something other than this garbage they give us, the two-party system, with criminals running both sides of them.
I'm pretty extreme, so I think the U.S. is lost forever. You're run by corporations.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. So maybe the rest of the world can sort of decide that, that part of the world is lost, but let's try something else.
Yeah. Okay, everybody here, we have literally 3 minutes left before it cuts off our broadcast, and Top 100 will be on live from the UK. And if you don't, I'm seeing right now some people are saying they're getting into MMMLiveOnThe5.com with no issues right now.
Oh, so awesome.
That's good news. Let's see if that's the case for everybody. I hope it is. If not, you can go to Anon UK Radio, Spreaker with an R, SPREAKER.com, /user/Anon UK Radio, I believe. or you could just do a search for a non-UK radio and it'll pop up. And from there, we'll keep giving you everyone else's information as it comes each show, until the MMM Live on the 5 comes back up. Okay, 2 minutes. I'm gonna let you guys say anything that we missed or whatever.
I just want to say that on at Canadian Glen, the last Twitter account that I have left that they would give me back, I am posting the next show page, and I will do the BTR pages. And we will continue to do that if the main site remains impaired.
Okay, good. I wanna thank Ray Johansson. I wanna thank Seven, and I wanna thank Naomi Coven.
That's right.
You guys were awesome guests. I really appreciate you coming on and doing this with us today. Really, really appreciate it. And everybody out in the streets, good luck today. Don't let them get you stressed out. Just do what we do every year on the 5th. Remember, we're looking for nonviolent protests. We're looking for masses out in the streets, and we're looking for unity because that's what we need more than anything. We all need to be united. We need to be together because if we can't if we can't depend on each other, who can we depend on? So yeah,
that's right. It's up to us, as usual.
Yeah, as usual. So yeah, once again, in about 40 seconds, you have Top Gear Live coming on. With Top 100, Gear will be coming on later on People's Radio at about 6 p.m. our time. So I'm not going to go through the time zones. We don't have enough time right now. So 6 p.m. Pacific, Gear will be on. And coming up in 20 seconds, Top 100 live from the UK at the protest. All right, guys. Good luck today. Happy November 5th. See you later.
See you later.